Have you ever felt out of sorts, just kind of out of your element for a week, a month, maybe even several months? Well, today we're going to talk about that. See you inside. Hey, Kathie Owen here, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about transforming your life in magic fashion. Today, we're going to talk about chaos and what it means, why it's there, and how you can turn that into something good. Because chaos precedes the breakthrough. Hi, Kathie Owen here, and if you're new to my YouTube channel, I'd like to welcome you, and I'm a certified fitness trainer and life coach since 2002, helping others transform their lives in magic fashion. I'm a survivor of complex post-traumatic stress disorder and narcissistic abuse, and that's what we talk about on my channel. So today we're going to talk about chaos. Chaos precedes the breakthrough. Where did I come up with that, and what does that mean? Well, over the past week or so, about 10 days, I have been under the weather. I actually even went to the ER for somebody who's never ever sick, knock on wood. Yeah, I had a urinary tract infection that got up into my kidneys, and I felt like I was gonna die. I went to the ER and got put on antibiotics, and it took me a good week before I got back to myself. And for somebody who works out all the time and takes care of herself, I was like, what? Why is this happening? Well, I thought of this statement and where it came from and what it means to me, because I was going through some chaos. I didn't feel like myself. I was out of my element. I felt totally out of normalcy. You know, it just didn't seem right. And I was like, what? Why now? I had so much I had to do last week, and it just got put on the back burner. But I was reminded of this statement. So chaos precedes the breakthrough. Where does that come from? Back when I was going through all of this crap on my house, I had a coaching call with Matthew David Hurtado, and he wrote the book Ask Until It Is Given. And that book is really, really good, by the way. I highly recommend it. And I'll put a link in the description below. And he told me during my call, he said, you know, chaos precedes the breakthrough. And I was like, oh my gosh, that made so much sense to me, because I was going through some major, major chaos. And I didn't understand it. I was like, what the heck? And it really made sense. Ironically, on Friday, our Toastmasters meeting was all about breakthroughs. I still wasn't feeling quite right, so I almost volunteered for the table topics. And the table topics was about breakthroughs. And I wanted to talk about chaos precedes the breakthrough, which led me to go, you know, I'll just talk about it on my channel. And so that is what I'm doing today, because I refer to this statement so many times when I'm coaching people, when I'm going through stuff, even talking to myself. My therapist, Sherry Davis, the wonderful Sherry Davis, she said, when I was complaining about everything that was going on in my world, she said, you know, Kathie, when the shit starts flying, get out of the way. And guess what? The shit is flying. And sometimes that just happens. And then when you get out of the way, you're not in the middle of it. You're not caught up with it. So today I'm going to give you some solutions on how to overcome the chaos and get through to the breakthrough, and just sit and trust the process. Here are the top mistakes I see when dealing with chaos. And this can be all of us. You're going to feel this at any point in time, especially when things are going crazy. Panicking makes it worse. Yeah. When you panic, you just send all of your thought quality down the drain. Totally down the drain, and you're giving yourself into circumstance. So the best thing you can do is focus on that thought quality, realize it's not good quality, and just relax. I'm going to give you solutions at the end of the video. Right now we're talking about mistakes. So first mistake is panicking. Just makes it worse. Complaining. When you complain, it's like a law of the universe. You're getting more of what you ask for. And I know it doesn't make total complete sense, but it's so true. And when you're going through something, it is totally normal to complain about it, but just limit the time you spend complaining about it because you get more of what you asked for. When the chaos hits, there are those who just give up. They give up and they give in. This is a big, big no-no. I'm going to put a picture right here of the little guy that is digging for gold. And as you see, he's so close to getting through to the gold. But he gives up and he walks away. And you see the person on top who is digging and staying persistent and getting the gold. So don't give up and don't give in. Like I said earlier, there's no thought control. And when we're in chaos, it feels like you can't control your thoughts, but there is a way, and you can control your thoughts. Don't succumb to the tornado. So the undesired outcomes that come from giving in to the chaos is, first of all, you create more chaos. It's a law of the universe. What you resist persists, and what you ask for, you get more of. Even though you may be complaining about it, it's coming off as a request that you want more of it. So limit those complaints and limit the time you spend complaining on it. Remember the guy digging for gold. He was almost there. He just didn't stay persistent. You know, persistence is a whole chapter in Think and Grow Rich. And there's a reason for that, because we need to be reminded to stay persistent, especially when shit hits the fan. We just gotta stay persistent. Mind control, mind control, mind control. I can't say that enough. That is your secret power. Your control of your thoughts is your secret power. So we'll go over how to control the mind in just a moment. But remember, when you're in chaos and you're giving in to the chaos, you're just succumbing to the drama. You're just succumbing to the shit. Why don't you just step back and get out of the way? Your subconscious mind is the reason why it's crazy. It's the reason why everything appears to be the way it is, because your subconscious mind takes everything literally. And if you don't have a control over your subconscious mind, it will take way. It will give way to the chaos. So how do we solve this? Here are your solutions. Obviously, you know the solution number one is mind control. But how does one do that? When you're in a good state, it's very important to pay attention to why you're feeling that way, how you're feeling. Get in touch with those emotions, those feelings, those patterns, and be very aware of it. That has to do with subconscious reprogramming. All right. a big, big, big one is a mental diet. What is that, Kathie? Well, I have your answer. And so I really enjoy the topic of mental diet. There's a book by Emmett Fox. It's an older book, one of my favorites, and it's called The 7-Day Mental Diet. A mental diet, if you think about it like a diet and eating, it's so parallel. So we think over 90,000 thoughts a day. What is the quality of those thoughts? It's like eating 90,000 calories, and when you're in chaos, all of those calories are going to be junk. But you can control that. That is where the mental diet comes in, because let's focus on what we're looking at. Are you spending a lot of time watching the news? Are you spending a lot of time on social media where it's just affecting your thought quality? Once you become aware of that, you can control that. You can control what kind of thoughts you put into your body, just like you can control the calories you put into your body. Along the same lines is subconscious reprogramming. Subconscious reprogramming has to do with affirmations and just coming around and focusing on your thought quality. So number one, we're looking at our thought quality. We're controlling those thoughts. And then we want to step into the subconscious mind, how it thinks, why it's thinking what it's thinking, because you can reprogram that. I love Neville Goddard's Pruning Shears of Revision, and it works wonders. I use this philosophy all of the time. And you know, I've got to admit, I'm still a little under the weather. And so this morning when I got up, it's not my early time because I'm not still taking care of my body and I'm not working out. And I woke up this morning feeling like I wanted to stay in bed. But I was like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the Pruning Shears of Revision and rewrite our day before it even starts. So I started thinking about my day and what it was going to entail. I started thinking positive things about the day, positive things. I started depositing positive intentions for the day. And not only that, that's a simple little example of how this works, because I reprogram my subconscious mind to think along a positive line of intentions. This really helps because the subconscious mind takes everything literally. And when I pictured my day, going through my day, I would like picture happy things happening. And I'm not saying it's going to happen that way, but it did change my frame of mind. It changed the quality of my thoughts, and I was up and at 'em, just like that. I have written several blog posts on this. Trust the process. Trust the process is one of the main things you've got to remember when you're going through chaos. It's just a process, and trust it. You know, my therapist, I know I talk about her a lot, but she was saved my life. But she told me a story one time, and I wrote a blog post on this about a guy. These two kids, all these kids were playing in these rice fields out in Alvin. And rice fields hold these big ponds of water because you need a lot of water to grow rice. Well, the kids were out there playing in the rice fields, and a brother and a sister both fell into separate ponds. And when this happened, the sister did not panic. Remember, panic is a big thing. And she did not panic. The brother panicked and had till the police could come help them, or somebody could come help them. They were stuck in these water bands. And because the girl did not panic and she trusted the process, she relaxed into the process, then she lived. The brother did not. And so it comes back to the plain and perfect nutshell of trusting the process and not panicking. It's like I said in the very beginning, panicking will not help. And of course, I would be amiss if I didn't mention faith. You've got to have faith. You got to have faith. And Napoleon Hill has a whole chapter on faith in Think and Grow Rich. So faith is going to get you through. You're going to have to believe in the unseen. You're going to have to believe and trust the process and know that everything is working for a greater good. I also like to say humor is a great tool to help too. Humor, like when Sherry says, when shit hits the fan, get out of the way. It's like common sense, but at the same time, you're in the middle of it and you're going, what? How do I do that? But you've got to use a sense of humor. Here's one final thought I'd like to leave with all of this. When we're going through chaos that can be really, really hurting, painful, a lot of grief going on, you've got to go through the stages of grief. And I will list them right here for you. Because if you're going through the stages of grief, you are not going to see positivity as a good thing. You're not going to be able to laugh at stuff. You're not going to be able to say, oh, this too shall pass, or let me trust the process. No. Go through the stages of grief, understand where you are in those stages of grief, and use self-care. Self-care is extremely important. I don't know what that may be for you, but try to find ways to take care of yourself. It could be taking a walk. It could be taking a break from the whole situation that's going on right now and taking a walk. Take a bubble bath. Watch a TV show that isn't even related. They say that the funny TV shows or the funny movies can really inspire you to overcome. But take care of you and go through the process. It's just, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Be kind to your human self. Well, that's my video for today. I hope you liked it. And until next time, I'll see you next time. Peace out and namaste.